Hi, I'm Chris Consol and welcome to Leesburg Unscripted. Leesburg Unscripted is a partnership between the town of Leesburg, Capitol Productions Television, Virginia Tech, and C.S. Monroe Technology Center. We are here to tell you everything that's going on within the town of Leesburg. On this episode, we will be exploring the events that led to the founding of Leesburg with a history expert from the Loudoun Museum. Then we will be going to Bluemont to speak with Ken Falk, the founder of Boulder Crest Veterans Retreat, about the great services they provide to our nation's combat veterans. Here in Leesburg's historic downtown, there are quite a few buildings with interesting histories, but one, on Loudoun Street, has all the history in one place.
Hello, my name is Alyssa DeLoric, and I'm here at the Loudoun Museum here in downtown Leesburg to talk to the curator about the history of Loudoun and the town of Leesburg.
The County of Loudoun was founded in 1757. It split off from Fairfax County when the population grew large enough. The original population of Loudoun County at that time was made up mostly of Germans and Quaker settlers who had come down from Pennsylvania, and also of the sons of Eastern Tidewater plantation owners and their slaves who came up from Southern Virginia. It was named Loudoun County for John Campbell, who was the 4th Earl of Loudoun. He was the governor of Virginia and the commander of the British forces in the colonies during that time period, but he never set foot in Virginia. Leesburg was founded in 1758, the following year, to be the county seat for Loudoun County. The land was owned by a man named Nicholas Minor. He had a requirement that if you bought land from him, you had to build a stable structure of stone, brick, or wood with a chimney within 3 years, or the land reverted back to him to sell again. And several plots in Leesburg did have that happen, including the Loudoun Museum's own log cabin located on Loudoun Street, which was originally bought by a man from Waterford and later bought by Stephen Donaldson, and he constructed the log cabin as his silversmith shop that still stands there today. The building was continuously occupied by businesses for 200 years, right up to the 1960s, when they prepared to tear down that whole row of buildings to put in parking for the town hall, and discovered the old log underneath, and instead of destroying it, put together the money and effort to totally rebuild, restore, and preserve it. And out of that renewed interest in local preservation, the Loudoun Museum was formed in 1967, and we still uphold that mission of preserving the history of Loudoun County and of Leesburg to this day. We have 3 historical galleries and 1 hands-on children's discovery room that is based on the childhood of John Janney as he describes it growing up in the early 1800s. There's dress up, there's a kitchen, there's lots of toys and activities for children to learn about childhood in Loudoun County in the early 19th century. One of the items on display is a newly donated shadow box featuring early acquisitions from the Loudoun Museum. One is an original photograph of Robert E. Lee riding his horse Traveler, and the other are 2 locks of hair belonging to Traveler. We also currently have on loan items belonging to one of the members of the Tuskegee Airmen who lived in Purcellville his whole life. The Loudoun Museum participates in many downtown and county events, frequently holding open houses in the museum and the log cabin next door. We feature local artists and artisans in the cabin on Fridays. If you're interested in finding out more about the items in the Loudoun Museum collection, you can go to www.loudounmuseum.org.
The museum is a great resource for anyone interested in local history or just looking for a weekend activity. The museum is open 10 to 5 on Fridays and Saturdays, and Sundays 1 to 5, with special openings for groups upon request. Not too far from Leesburg in the town of Bluemont, Boulder Crest, a non-profit veterans retreat, provides recreational therapy to U.S. military veterans and their families. We went out to speak with Ken Falk, the founder of Boulder Crest, about the retreat.
The mission here at Boulder Crest Retreat is to basically provide combat veterans and their families a place to reconnect after long deployments away from each other, and a place to heal those suffering with symptoms of combat-related stress. My inspiration to start Boulder Crest Retreat comes from a couple things. One, I'm a retired Navy veteran. I spent 21 and a half years in the Navy as a bomb disposal technician. The second thing was my wife and I, early on in the war in 2004, started a small charity called the EOD Warrior Foundation. And EOD stands for Explosive Ordnance Disposal or Bomb Disposal in the military. And through the work with that organization and that charity, we started bringing families that were at Bethesda and Walter Reed hospitals out to our home here in Bluemont, Virginia for barbecues and just overnight stays. And it inspired us really to take some of our land, 37 acres of our estate, and donate it to build the 4 beautiful cabins and the lodge and all the facilities that are currently on this property. Half of the calendar year, our programming here is focused on family, rest, and reconnection stays. And that would be the time you would consider to be family time, summer vacation, holidays, long weekends, those types of calendar dates. During those stays, the families are mostly on their own, although there are activities on the site, an archery range, a fishing pond, horses in the backfield. But most of the time the families are here, spending time with each other in the cabins and then enjoying Loudoun and Clark and Frederick counties and the things that go along with our great local area tourism. The second mission we have is kind of focused on specific healing retreats. And these retreats are much more focused and therapeutic and have a specific hour-by-hour schedule of events that occurs during the stays. And we run a 15-day, a 7-day, and a 3-day program that all focus on what I like to call evidence-based, non-traditional kind of medical therapies. And these are things like yoga, meditation. We use a labyrinth. We have a lot of recreational therapy, hiking on the Appalachian Trail, kayaking down the Shenandoah River, archery, and then all mixed in with group therapy. What I'd like people to know about Boulder Crest is a couple things. One is that we're here in Loudoun County, Virginia, which we think is really important. Virginia, Maryland, DC, and West Virginia combined is probably the largest veterans population in the United States. We're in a beautiful setting. We're at the base of the Blue Ridge Mountains. On the opposite side of the mountains, the Shenandoah River. It's the perfect place for outdoor recreation. And outdoor recreation and getting off your couch and outside is very important to the healing process when you're dealing with things like combat-related stress. We're here for the long haul. And to do that, it requires a long-term commitment from volunteers, from donors, and ideally we'll build an endowment that allows this place to run perpetually, because I'm 52 years old and I won't be here forever to do this. So leaving a lot of money to continue to run it so the next generations of veterans don't have to go through what our Vietnam era veterans went through during their homecomings. The best way to get involved at the retreat is to either go on our website or go to Facebook and log on. There's 3 ways to give. You can give time, your volunteerism, you can donate money, and you can donate things. We know that donors like to give tangible gifts sometimes, and we always have a list up online of what we need. Money, obviously, for the long term, the endowment's got to be filled with cash. And the third thing, which is very, very important to us, is the volunteerism. We have thousands and thousands of hours a year worth of volunteerism that would cost us a lot of money to do. So if you're, whether you want to clean the cabins or clean the creek or cook a meal for the families, there's a lot of opportunities here to volunteer.
Boulder Crest is absolutely beautiful. It does a great service to veterans in our community and the greater area. There are some great upcoming events for you to get involved in within the town. On the first Friday of every month, the historic downtown Leesburg becomes the destination for great live music, art exhibits, delicious food, and much more. The February 6th First Friday is coming up to kick off First Fridays for 2015. Come out to downtown on February 6th for a great evening. For more info, go to leesburgfirstfriday.com.
Hi, my name is Linda Fountain, and I'm the Community and Events Manager with the Town of Leesburg's Department of Parks and Recreation. We have a great event coming up on Saturday, March the 7th here at Idley Park Recreation Center called the Spring Bling, a hometown fine arts and crafts show. The show features local vendors as well as vendors from out of the area that display and sell their handcrafted items. We'll have everything from jewelry to pottery to woodworkers, photography, fine art, textile work, and gourmet foods. The event is free to the public, so please come on in. We have free parking and enjoy a great day of shopping for unique one-of-a-kind gifts for Mother's Day, Father's Day, Easter, or even graduations.
Hi, my name is Cheryl Behrens, and I'm the events coordinator with the Leesburg Parks and Recreation Department. On April 18th and 19th, we will be celebrating our 25th annual Flower and Garden Festival. The festival features outdoor living vendors, a children's area with arts and crafts and entertainment, and also a main music stage. The event takes place in historic downtown Leesburg and is a great family-friendly event. The suggested admission is a $3 donation, and we hope to see you there.
This has been Leesburg Unscripted. I'm Chris Consall, and thank you for watching.